You're not tired. You're undisciplined. And I don't mean that as an insult, I mean that as a diagnosis. Because most of what you're calling low energy right now is mismanaged habits. You say you're exhausted, but you stayed up until 1 a.m. scrolling or playing D&D. You say you're drained, but you haven't trained. You haven't trained hard in weeks. You say life is overwhelming, but your sleep schedule is absolute and utter chaos. That's not fatigue, that is true and utter disorder. And let me explain something important. Your body runs on rhythm. Wake time, light exposure, movement, fuel, recovery. When those are consistent, energy stabilizes. When they're random, your system feels weak. And weak systems feel like complete and utter burnout. So we're going to go over the real energy formula. Energy isn't motivation, but energy is alignment. And when you lift heavy for 4 to 5 days per week, your nervous system adapts to that new reality. And when you eat high protein consistently, your blood sugar stabilizes. When you wake up at the same time daily, your hormones will regulate. And that sharp, focused feeling you think some men are born with, it's called structured living. Has nothing to do with genetics, nothing to do with what you're born with. It is all self-made. So we're going to cut out the dopamine drain. So let's talk about the real thief. That late night scrolling, the constant stimulation, the short form dopamine hits all day. And the reason I have to make YouTube shorts is because you guys have the attention span of a goldfish. So when it's time to train, it feels harder. When it's time to focus, it feels exhausting. You've trained your brain to expect easy, short-term rewards. And discipline feels heavy because you've weakened your tolerance. You don't need a life overhaul, but you need anchors. Wake up at the same time daily, lift consistently, walk 8 to 10,000 steps daily, eat protein first, and sleep at least 7 hours a night. Do that for 30 days. You won't just feel different, you'll feel stable. And stable men don't complain about energy, they execute. You're not tired, you're unstructured. Fix the structure. The energy, all of a sudden, almost like magic, returns. And that's really what it's about. It's about the things when nobody's watching, when nobody's looking. Creating systems, building the identity of your life. Kevin, how do I fix my problems? That's how you fix your problems. You wake up at the same time every day. You eat the same amount of egg whites every day. Can you do that? Can you do that for a week? Wake up at 5 a.m. every day. Eat your egg whites. Go work out in the gym for an hour with purpose, with intent, and then go to work after. And then after you come home from work at 5, 6 o'clock, go on the treadmill for 30 minutes. Can you do that? The answer should be easy. The answer is yes to all of these questions I'm asking you. But the question isn't whether you can do it. It's a matter of will. It's a matter of your will. How bad do you want what you're looking for? Because if you want an elite physique of an Adonis, you have to work at it. Nobody's handing those out like gummy bears. You know why nobody takes the free gummy bears? Multiple reasons you don't take the free gummy bears. But the number one reason is if anybody can have it, then I don't want it. It's worthless. It's useless. So that's why the guy with the six-pack on the beach gets a lot more attention than anybody else. Because there's very few of that guy compared to the casual guy on the street or the beach. And I am not even in optimal shape, but people look at me everywhere I go because I'm not like everybody else. And it's hard to have friends when you're not like everybody else. I don't go out and party on the weekends. I go to bed 10 o'clock latest. 8 o'clock is past my bedtime. If I'm out past 8 o'clock, it's past my bedtime. And everyone makes fun of me for that. But that's how I'm here. That's how I'm successful. I don't like drinking at night because what's the first thing in my head? I'm going to have a shitty hangover tomorrow morning when I get up at 5 to go to the gym and work out. And I have the after day, right? The morning after shits while I'm working out. Awful. And when that's your identity and that's your new life, it changes everything. When you start to think like that, it's not something that's just an example I pull up from my head. But that's just a part of your life. Your life is so structured with bumpers, it's like the bowling alley bumpers. But you don't even need to regulate it anymore. You just stay in between the bumpers because of the way that I set up my life. The foundation and the systems I have for my life have made it where I don't have to work at it. I just do. I just do what I do. I don't have to think about it. It's like breathing. Me going to the gym and working out in the morning and eating my egg whites is the same as me breathing. I don't have to think about it. I just do. And when you get to that point, that's where you're going to get success. That's where you're going to find what you're looking for. But it takes months. It takes years to build those habits. It doesn't happen overnight. And I see so many people in my life, at work, at home, and I see people like that. And that's why I have this channel. That's why I have this, because people need to hear this. I'm not special. I'm just like anybody else. I don't have some super sauce serum like Captain America. I didn't get bit by a radioactive spider. I just did the work. And the only difference between me and you is I did the work. I get up at 5 in the morning. And sometimes, even like today, because I had to film these videos today, I even got up at 4 o'clock. Can you do that? You know, for work, I work 12-hour tours. And I came home and I had to get up the next day within 5 hours. I had to be back at work. Can you do that? And like I said earlier in this video, it's not a matter of can you do it? Because the answer is yes to all of it. You can, but will you? Do you have the willpower? Do you have the snarl? Do you have the eye of the tiger to do it? And that's what separates me from you. Guys, if you like the content, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Check out my fitness program. I have 3 different programs depending on what you want, how much you're willing to commit to this. Those are in the links down below. Guys, I'll catch you again next time.